After I saw Chris the first time, we did a movement screen and we figured out what to focus on, knowing that I needed to make my hamstrings stronger and more resilient. I wanted to both make my body injury proof, but also ensure that I would become a faster, stronger runner overall. So we're going to talk about how you can progress your loading from kind of isometric exercises right to more dynamic hamstring exercises.
We want to make sure that it's not just go to the gym and it's not just pick up weights or I'm a runner and I'm just going to do lower body training, which we usually would think of, I'm going to squat and I'm going to deadlift and that's going to address my injury and make me better. So we're going to pick a few exercises here we'll have you do today, and one will just be a deadlift we'll use a kettlebell. And to start out with your training, what we want to do is get you to a point where you're going to hold a contraction on isometric and build up some endurance, some strength, just in that phase of the lift where you're not moving, so you're not changing the tension or the length of the tissue. Okay. So to perform this one, you want to hip check back, so put your hips back, that's right. We want to see a long neck, so tuck your chin a little bit, that's right. You have that nice neutral spine. You can close the grip up and stand up. And we're just going to come down to roughly where the hands would just break the knees. That's it. And you feel how the hamstrings are kind of turned on. You feel it through the glutes there. Good. Yeah. Good. You got a soft knee, a nice flat back. Good line there. We'd hold for 5 and you can come up and stand up out of it. Good. Let that tension off. And we'll go try 2 more reps like that. It's nice and tight to the body. And we're going to hold like that. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go 1 more. And last rep. Good, and we'll come up and you can just sit down and rest there.
So my physio said not to do the swinging kettlebells. Why?
Okay, so right now we don't want to go at that 10 too directly. Okay. We do want to stress it, but we don't want to stress it, but we do want to strengthen that hamstring. When we're doing things ballistically like that, that's not going to help us. That can come later. So right now we do want to do it more as the static hold. So once we get really good on that kind, we can progress. Another isometric we can do would be just a goblet squat. You're going to come down to depth or a comfortable depth. And we're going to hold that dumbbell or a kettlebell or whatever your weight is in the heels of the hands, and you'll just sit, pushing the hips back. And again, we'll hold that bottom position. Right now, we're just working on that isometric strength. So when you get to position, there's no more change in tension. There's no more change in length. And you'd hold it for about 5 and we'd come out of that. We'll try 1 more rep.
It's amazing how much you can feel your hamstrings.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, you think, good, that's great. That function of the hamstring is to flex the knee. So, we think about it, if we're face down on the machine, we're curling the heels towards the glutes and we're bending there at the knee. Okay, that's where we're actively doing that. However, they help to reduce force when we come down. So they turn on when you sit into that squat. Now, one other one, this one's a little more aggressive. I'll bring the cushions over. And this one's called a Nordic hamstring. So what we'll do is you're going to put that under your arms and around your chest, and I'll have my back to you. And I'm just going to support and hold you, and you're just going to, yep, great. Just lean out to the point where you feel kind of that hamstring kick on, and we'll hold there for 5 seconds. So just start to lean. I won't drop you.
Face plant.
Good, and we'll hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll come up out of it.
Oh, that's hard.
It is hard. This is the hardest one of the bunch. Good.
This one takes a lot of trust.
Yes. And normally, and we'll hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we'll come up out of it. Normally what we could do is I would be down here and I could hold and we could anchor this onto a rack.
Okay.
But if somebody doesn't have somebody to hold for them, it can still be done. They can work that at home. Once we've gone through that phase though, and you can work with a strength coach or physical therapist to design your progressions, but maybe it's 6 to 8 weeks, and based on your pain and how you're recovering from that, That's where you're going to progress to. Now you're going to add in some eccentric lifts. Okay. So let's go back to the first one again here. We'll just show the difference on what that would look like. And I'll pass you this. And so you're nice and tall. Now the only difference this time around is, yeah, you're going to take 5 seconds to come down. 3, 2, 1, and you'd be up from there. Good. So now we're getting that hamstring to lengthen. So we're changing the length of that hamstring tissue by pushing the hips back and taking that 5 seconds to come down.
Does it matter how fast to come back up?
No, it just has to be controlled right now. We don't want to be too explosive or ballistic, so we're not going to try and jump off the ground, but just a normal pace to return.
Cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And get heavier as this gets easier?
Heavy is the key.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that's a good point. Runners might think, well, I'm a 10K half marathon marathoner, so this whole concept, I want to be sport specific. My event lasts 2 hours and 24.
Don't want to do that much time in the weight room.
No. You want to do almost the opposite when you get in here. So whereas with running your race, not a lot of external load. You don't want to be loading up and carrying a lot of gear and that, but it does take you 2 hours 24. When you're coming in the weight room, now we want to have sets that last a lot less duration, but we do add external load, and yeah, we do want to load it up. So you look at things of, is your last rep look as good as your first one? Does your respiration, can you breathe through the whole set? How does it feel? How does it look? You know, if you're coaching and you're watching somebody and you're seeing a lot of sympathetic indicators, a lot of straining through the neck and whatever, it's like maybe shut it down then. But if they can move well through that and the technique and the form and the timing all looks good, load them up. Heavier is better.
So like 3 to 4 sets of 5 to 6 reps, kind of? Is that
absolutely,
okay, that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
No more of this 15 to 20.
No, stay in those single digit reps. Okay. Yeah, we're not looking for the 15 to 20 reps. Yeah. We want to keep it.
Should feel hard.
Absolutely. Whether we're using a kettlebell or we can try it here with a barbell as well. And so just another option. Your weight, your body won't really know the difference of I'm holding a handle of a kettlebell or I'm holding the bar here. It just gives us more load that we can handle. You know, a kettlebell, we might go as heavy as 100 pounds. Well, on this, we can go 150, 160, so you can get 50, 60% more load.
What's my goal?
Well, your goal is we want to get you, first of all, we want to get you pain-free and running. So we're not training you for powerlifting. We're not training you to set records on the training room floor. We want to train as heavily and as effectively as necessary to get you pain-free and running as fast as you can.
Hands kind of shoulder width apart?
Yeah, so like that's right.
Part? Yeah.
So here, let me steal your thunder for a second.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we want to do if we're using a barbell for the deadlift is we're going to go feet underneath the bar, so we want it over the laces. If we're too far back and we hinge, that's a long lever. That's a little riskier on the lower back. So feet under the bar, neutral stance, and natural spacing. From there, it's breaking at the hip, it's pushing back at the hip, and coming down to address the bar. We want to be able to see if there was a logo on your shirt. We want to be able to read that. A long neck. So and that's the tough thing in gyms is we put mirrors up everywhere and then people look up on their deadlifts. Break at the hip, see the logo, long neck, and then you can hear the bar kind of click and then we'll come up. Once we're in that set position, we'll have you do the 5 seconds down of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we return.
Okay.
Good, that's it. Hips are back, yeah, logo, long neck, kind of take the slack out. That's it, and then stand up. Good. And you're going to paint your thighs, meaning you're going to drag the bar down the thighs. Good. On this next one, we could probably just go to breaking the knee. So we can just bring it just past your knee, all the way to top to come up. When we go down, we'll go for 5 down, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're up. That's it. And try one more. And the more you push your hips back, the more you'll feel that in that hamstring.
Oh, yeah.
Good, good, good. Excellent. And up from there. Perfect. And then you can just set down to rack. So more specifically, that would be called a RDL or Romanian deadlift. And There's all different styles, not right or wrong, but which ones are going to put more stress and attention on the hamstring would be an RDL, so that's why we're choosing that version.
Okay.
And with that one, you'll see that the shins stay more vertical, so they're not driving forward as you come down.
Right.
So you did it really well, and then there's more on that glute hamstring.
Okay, so this is awesome for me to be doing in the gym a couple days a week. What should I be doing at home? I don't have that much time, busy, kids, life, stretch, core. I'm kind of overwhelmed. Sometimes there's unlimited options. So I need something efficient and a lot of bang for my buck.
Well, why don't I show you something you can do at home in between days that's maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
If you should stretch, what to stretch, but we'll figure that part out and then give you a few core drills that you can do on your own as well.